time for an update. Okay, so this week's video, we were going to be doing a look at my Brachypelmas. I've got a few brackies, some need a rehouse, so I thought while we're doing one, we might as well look at them all, give them some more space, spruce up their enclosures, etc, etc. So they're all stacked at the moment, so I need to move them all into the same type of enclosure so I can stack them again. But unfortunately, with things that are going on in the world of spider hobby and stuff, and I'm sure everyone's sick and tired of hearing it, I wanted to do a little update because obviously this is a documentation of my journey. I wanted to do a small update regarding the Thrixopelma pruriens, which has now been aptly named Guantanamo. Anyway, still in quarantine. So she's molted, as I sort of mentioned in the last video, and I wanted now to try and see if she wanted to take any prey items. It's been a couple of weeks and I wanted to get some close-ups of her. So, weren't sure, she looked quite healthy, didn't look like there was any signs. And then I spotted something on her underneath when I was taking some video footage, and as you'll see from the footage, I wasn't sure. I've got the macro lens on the phone here and I wasn't sure what was going on. So I decided to get a damp cotton bud and give her a clean underneath her fangs and around there just to see what I could get off. And what I removed, I then had a look at and put on the macro lens very, very close up to see. And it turned out the piece underneath was what looks like the head of a tiny bit of sphagnum moss, because she had sphagnum moss when she arrived. She did take a prey item today. It was a small mealworm. I just wanted to see if she actually reacted and ate, and it's only been a couple of weeks, so I wanted to gauge her fangs and things like that. Her fangs look fine, so I thought I would just try and give her a prey item. She looks a little bit lethargic, so she did take it, and she has happily munched into it and eaten that. I've left that in with her because when I started moving her, obviously she dropped her food, so that stayed in there with her for now, and I will remove it later. She then did a runner, so she's obviously got some energy. She got out and ran off around the desk, so had to catch cover back up. Absolutely got covered in hairs. She properly got me today, so, but you know, this is what it is. She needed to be looked at. I've got some pictures, I've got some footage, and basically that was it really. Round her eyes is the only place where I would say I've got a little bit of room for concern. I am not sure what these are. I'll put up the video showing me very close up on her eyes, and I'm moving a light source around, because from one side it looks like she has some things around her eyes. When you bring the light round to the other side, it almost looks like it's a reflection from the way her hair is, and possibly some old exoskeleton or whatever. But there are two markings on there which do look like grain mites or soil mites. They don't look like anything else, so I am going to get someone else to have a look at it, and we will see. I have recently put up around the house, we have lots of these things everywhere, some very clear, transparent, bear with me 1 second, some of these are transparent fly traps. They are after a recommendation from Chris's Zoo on Wheels, because I've been using some of the other fly traps, and whilst they're okay, they hang, they're sticky, they're horrible, you have to tack them into the walls and stuff, they're nasty things. These have got a tiny little strip just here, and you can stick them to anything, and then on the other side you've got this which you peel off and they become translucent. I've got probably 6 on my window in here, and I have one on the shelf there which you can't even see from here. Well, you can just about, it's a bit opaque, and I have them around various places in this room, and since I've done that, the fly problem's gone away. And the reason I've gone to town with a lot of these is also to try and make sure that fly movement, fungus gnat movement, whatever these little things are, which I believe they're just fungus gnats, is kept to a minimum, because if you haven't got them moving around, then you've got less chance of other transportation of other little nasties with the fungus gnats. That's the theory anyway, in my brain. That makes sense. So I've gone to town with them and they're working a treat. They have absolutely caught loads, and I know that these fungus gnats are in a lot of damp soil, and we have the beetles here, which obviously they have a little bit of humidity. There's a few in there. The soil's very deep. Getting rid of them is going to be an absolute nightmare, but if I just keep using these transparent things around, hopefully we will reduce the amount of fungus gnats here. You don't hardly ever see them, but as soon as you put a trap up on the wall, it's covered, and it's like, I didn't realise there was that many around. So that's that. So the only other things to update really is Jeremy's agen, the one we picked up from him in the mail. He's happily eating. He's doing okay. So he's had his first big meal, nice big roach, and he's doing fine. The Carapoensis, that is part of our breeding projects as well. We're waiting on her just to harden up a little bit. She molted last week, and I want to give her a bit more time because her fangs are still looking very, very raw and soft. So give her a little bit more time, before we give her a bit of food. Just keeping her water topped up and stuff like that. So yeah, nothing else really to mention this week. It's been a bit hectic. We've had a lot of noise from angle grinders around here, so haven't been able to film or edit much, and I do apologise that the video is coming out a bit late, and also the fact it's extremely short. But it is what it is. We are live next week, and I will have an update video before that from the room, potentially these braplasts, which are the brackies. So hopefully we're going to have a nice video next week of some decent spider footage, and that's it really. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, and I'm sorry it's another one of those, but it is the current situation around the hobby, and it's a documentation, so there you go. But anyway, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll catch up with you on the live next week. So thanks guys, bye.